Time for some history, dog.
Guess who's back with the ill behaviour?
Back with the.
It's us. We're back with the ill behaviour. Browsing history. Welcome back, folks. Another recording closer. We really got to get back to recording this on the weekends.
Yeah, you know.
We're fucking up big time.
Getting the Sleepy Boy podcast out, like, I don't know, there's a guy and he did a thing, and then there's another thing. Bows and arrows, man.
I haven't taken my bow out in fucking ages, but I can't just ping a bow and arrow out in a fucking open field, can I?
You can do what you want if you've got a bow and arrow in your hand.
Lord of the land, mate. Lord of the land. Get a badge. Sorted.
I met some really hot police officers. I wanted to do that whole YouTube thing. Like, I don't answer questions. But they were just babes. I was like, yeah. And they knew how to spell my name straight away. I was like, oh my God.
Was this Welsh ones?
Yeah.
Welsh, did they have the accent?
Yeah.
You thought they were stripograms, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, Granddad, you got me strippers? What? You think I'm a home invader? Oh, dear.
They took it all right.
Yeah, they were fine.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't take anything as much as I offered.
Ooh, but they didn't like your accent.
No, they hated me. They suspected me.
Did they?
Well, I was wearing a Welsh shirt, so like,
Well, if you were wearing your Kingdom of Jerusalem hoodie, they may have represented.
Are you crusading this house? Like, yes.
I am, actually.
Talking of crusades,
Go on.
reveal the date for everyone. So I've got a fucking birthday and a half.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, good one.
Is it your man's birthday?
No, it's a whole new dude that I didn't know about, and I've spent most of the day reading about him. He's cool as fuck.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You about this fella now?
I like French dudes.
Well,
The French have done some cool shit.
No, it's hard to say, but in history, they're pretty dope.
They invented the whole king, knights,
Yeah.
armour, horses, chevalier, chivalry,
Yeah. So they did like European Bushido.
and pimping.
Yep, and pimping.
All the pimps, or no, I think it was all the prisoners in France were allowed to go to Louisiana,
That's
New
it.
Orleans, if they took 3 whores with them or something.
Something like that, yeah.
And that's where they got the big feathery hats from.
Yeah.
The French has really done some shit.
They'd be fucking too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They might as well have made the Kama Sutra.
pretty much.
But instead of smelling like cumin, it would have smelled like garlic.
I don't know which one's worse.
I don't know, spicy bum crack or like sweaty French chick bum crack?
Oh, yeah, French chicks have like hairy armpits, right?
You never notice, they're so freaky. They're everywhere at once.
They smell like cigarettes too, don't they? So do I.
She tasted like cigarettes.
That's got to be one of the greatest movies ever, bruv.
Like, pretty good.
Just because it's a white man stealing all the black man's historic moments.
Well,
That's literally what Forrest Gump is, bruv. Watch it back.
that's not.
He does. He's at the civil rights movement. He invents some shit.
Who let him have it? What was the civil rights about?
Forrest Gump.
Please, Mr. White people.
It was
be
about
nice.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah. And then Gump was like, I'm already nice.
And they were like,
I'm naturally nice. There's nice guys out there.
It's all forgotten because of this retard.
Have you seen the deleted scenes?
No.
There's like the dogs go to attack him and he throws a ball or something. He throws a stick and the dogs get distracted and stuff like that.
Yeah. Absolutely wild. Naughty fella.
It's a good historical film. Perfectly accurate.
Very accurate. Our date in history today, we're doing the 30th of May, 1908. And this episode, which you'll know by the title, is about Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc.
I thought it was Mel Blanc, but I'll come to a story later. And I just watched some shit with loads of people talking about him and him talking about himself, and it's Blanc.
I'd like to be a French guy so I could patronise him. No, actually, it's Blanc.
It's Blanc. It's Blanc.
That's another good thing about being French.
Blanc is white, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the French just don't let you have it. As hard as you try, they're like, that's not how you say it. And then they say the exact same thing back to you. I just said that. Like, no.
Yeah, they are rude like that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very rude, Javi. So, go on, what birthdays you got for the 30th of May that's got you so hyped up?
30th of May, 1201, we got Theobald, the fourth Count of Champagne.
Ooh.
Also known as the Troubadour.
Ooh.
And good year, 1234, 1234.
Yeah, that is a good
He
year.
becomes King of Navarre.
Ooh.
So he's the 9 times great-grandson of Edward the Elder of Wessex.
Nice, gangster.
3 times great-grandson of William the Conqueror.
Even more gangster.
And this is just one that put him for fun. I don't know who he is, but he's the 2-time great-grandson of Louis the Fat.
And still.
Louis the Sixth was Louis the Fat. Great-great-granddad of Anne of Cleves.
Ooh.
He initiated the Baron Crusade.
Oh, did he?
That's why I like him, yeah.
What, the one in England?
No.
Oh, the Baron's
he
Crusade.
Went to the
Sorry.
Baron's Crusade.
Crusade. I thought you meant the Baron's Rebellion. That's
No,
gangster.
but the Peasants' Rebellion was on this day.
The Peasants' Revolt on the 30th of May. Shit, we should have done a Peasants' Revolt episode.
No, I'm a knight now. I don't care for peasants.
Well, it was led by a geezer from Maidstone.
Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
What, Tyler? Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember his name. Something Tyler. Who's on first?
I had a mate for an art project years ago when he was in uni walk the Peasants' Revolt March from Maidstone to where is the Bigfoot Blackheath Common.
Yeah.
Yeah, he walked from Maidstone to Blackheath Common.
Should have cycled, mate.
He had blisters.
Much quicker. Yeah.
He did it in DMs.
Oh, what a fucking hippie. What a dirty anarchist.
He was exactly that.
But anyway, this landed gentleman and king.
Oh yeah.
The Baron's Crusade was one of the most diplomatically successful crusades.
Nice.
It wasn't great for battles, but they gained a lot of land. They got Nazareth, Jerusalem, Bethlehem, and Galilee.
Shit, they got all the important ones.
Yeah, back to the Kingdom of Jerusalem.
They got all the important ones.
But how French is this dude? He introduced the Chardonnay grape.
Ooh.
He brought a grape back from the Holy Land, and it's the Chardonnay grape, the proper champagner.
He's the most important Frenchman in history.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from the one that discovered garlic.
He also wore a great helm, so I'm a big fan.
Gangster.
So
that's the big full face one, right?
Yeah, the
full
big, the Crusader one.
The Mr. Roboto, you know what I mean? The square head.
Yeah.
SpongeBob square head.
Bucket head.
Yeah.
But yeah, he they say he brought a rose back in his helmet, so I don't know, an apothecary rose is the species.
Okay. In the helmet?
I don't know if he wasn't wearing the helmet and he used it as a plant pot.
Oh, that's even better.
Because then you can breed from it and stuff and take cuttings.
That's probably what he did.
That's probably how he did it.
That's
but he also
gangster.
brought a piece of the true cross back.
Imagine it kicking off though, and you're like, oh, you got to choose flower, helmet, flower. Am I wearing my helmet and not getting pinged with an arrow? Or am I carrying this flower back?
Or you're thinking there's holes all over this helmet anyway. Fuck it. If he's going to shoot me in the face, he could probably get me through one of these little holes. I'll take my chances.
Let the flower grow.
Or actually, if he's carrying a piece of the true cross, he can't be hurt, can he?
Is that how it goes?
That's what the Crusaders used to say.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, but was it really a part of the true cross? Because in our first Crusades episode, didn't they pull out a random bit of fucking wood from the...
Yeah, those guys didn't know shit. This guy's cool as fuck. He has a great helm.
Yeah, he is using his great helm as a plant pot. That is multitasking. They say guys can't multitask.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's riding a horse, growing a rose.
Yeah.
And he's already repurposed. He's recycling before it's time. He's French as fuck.
So liberal, bruv.
And he's just got all these grape seeds on him as well.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to see what these are like in mine.
He was a proper little green finger hippie nerd, wasn't he? Really?
No, he's a G. They wore red and gold.
I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm saying he loved a bit of fucking planting. You like a bit of planting.
Yeah, but not in a nerd way or a hippie way.
Very much in a hippie way is how you like plants and vegetation.
Yeah. But also it's the power. I created your life, you pathetic little plant. Do as I say.
What other birthdays you got? Have you got more on this geezer?
No, that's about it for him.
He's pretty cool, though.
But we could do...
What was his name again? Represent.
Theobald, the Troubadour, I like.
Oh, that is cool.
So it's the fourth Count of Champagne. or the first of
Now,
Navarre.
what do they mean by troubadour? That he was just like sick at a bunch of different things?
I hope they mean it in the George Strait way.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I was a young troubadour.
Oh, is he like a musical man?
I hope so. Yeah, he must have been. Multi-talented.
Yeah.
He's a real Renaissance man, pre-Renaissance.
Renaissance man. Which Henry was it who went on the musical pub crawl before a battle? Was it 5th or 8th?
I think it was the 8th.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, he like raided the music shop, didn't he? It's like, look at all these hurdy-gurdies.
Troubadouring, bruv. Who other birthdays you got?
Talking of troubadours,
Yeah?
Johnny Gimble.
Oh, really?
So he's like a massive fiddle player in the game.
Yeah, I only know him because you used to always go on about him when I was like, yo, fiddle sounds great. You was like, yeah, check this geezer.
Yeah, he played with all sorts. Willie Nelson, all the famous one, Mel Haggard. He was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as well.
Oh, what a G.
And here's a bad guy. I've mentioned him before.
Go on.
1931, Larry Silverstein.
Oh.
He's the guy that reinsured both. Like, he made 2 insurance claims because he owned the World Trade Center. It was like, it wasn't just one attack though, was it? There was 2 planes, so I need double the money.
Wasn't it 4 planes?
No, it couldn't have been.
I thought it was 2 in each building. I guess not. No, it couldn't
what
have
the
been.
fuck?
That's what I always
There was
thought
no
it was.
planes, it was holograms. You didn't even watch my YouTube documentary I sent you.
No, I think you're right. It was 1 in each building.
Yeah, it was 1 in each.
Yeah.
The second plane has hit the tower, sir.
Yeah. And he's sitting there reading school children's books.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, whatever. And then he carries on. He's really struggling with the L's and the little spot the dog.
Who else's birthday?
Colm J. Meaney.
Who's this?
It's a good name, isn't it? It's the Irish guy from Star Trek.
Okay.
Next Generation, but he's more popular in Deep Space Nine, the spin-off.
I don't know no fucking Star Trek characters, bruv.
Well, it's Miles O'Brien. You'll recognise him if you see him. He's got like curly hair, kind of a thick-set Irish
I think
guy.
I know what you mean. He sort of looks like a doughier-faced version and younger of John C. Reilly and more Irish. He's like an Irish John C. Reilly.
Yeah, he's like John C. Reilly without the affliction.
Yeah. Nice.
Jake the Snake.
Oh, yeah.
The wrestler, 1955.
Absolute fucking nutter.
And English comedian Harry Enfield, 1961.
Yeah, gangster. That's good. Love Harry. Love Enfield. Absolutely love him, bruv.
Yeah, he's so good. I
Yeah.
watched this one about, what was his name? It's like John Ulsterman or something. And he's gone to like a party and she's got canapes. And he's doing the whole Northern Ireland spiel about like... I want cheese and pineapple. And she's like, oh, we only have this. And he's like, I have made a valid request. It's so good. I've made a peaceful and reasonable request.
I was really gutted when Coogan, Steve Coogan, when he fucking took that Jimmy Savile role on that BBC show. They did a drama about Savile being a nonce.
Yeah.
And Coogan's playing Savile. I was
Kinda
just
ruined
disappointed.
Mm.
I was just disappointed in Coogan for that. Like,
I think Colm J. Meaney was in one of the Coogan things.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I remember him in something with Steve Coogan.
Harry Enfield and Coogan obviously worked together loads.
What was his character called?
Coogan's TV show where he's the fucking I
the
know,
radio presenter.
so many people are shouting at us right now.
Yeah, he was on the
What,
special.
30 people shouting at us, right?
Yeah, all those 75-year-old Americans like, what the fuck are you on about? Who the fuck is Harry Enfield? What is Northern Ireland?
Northern Ireland.
Well, here's one for you boys. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine.
It's not
An
75
Americano.
plus.
No, he's not, but he's an American at least.
Yeah, fair.
Close enough.
Fair.
And
probably one of the greatest modern guitar players. Gary Clark Jr. is better, but Tom Morello did some funky shit using technology which people hadn't heard before.
Yeah, like Edge from U2 is underrated for that as well. He was like a pedal don.
Yeah.
He was
I'd
Mr.
argue-
Pedals before it hit the pubs.
I reckon Morello is more the pedal king.
Yeah, because Edge is a loser. And fucking U2 suck.
Well, Rage, like, I love Rage's music, but they're dickheads now.
Yeah, they are pretty limp, aren't they?
Well, it's just the whole Rage Against the Machine, yet you couldn't go to their gigs after lockdown without a vaccination proof.
What losers?
Yeah, innit? I'm more upset about the Offspring on that situation. You hear what happened with them?
No.
They fired their drummer because he wouldn't get vaccinated, and he had a medical reason he couldn't get vaccinated.
Those losers.
Innit? He meant to be a punk band.
Talk about real bad man of music.
Go on.
It's
Michael
the fella
Jackson's
you
wife.
expect to catch wreck on every cassette deck.
Oh.
And I'm not 1974 he was born, but he's so ahead of his time his parents hadn't met yet.
Oh?
Big L, son.
Oh, nice.
Oh, mate, he's the best. He's the greatest. They
Yeah.
say that Jay-Z stole his rhyme book.
Really?
Because he was killed in like the late 90s. The early part of the late 90s.
It's like six.
I can't remember the name, but yeah, he got shot on his doorstep.
Shit.
But he used to hang around with... He brought Jay-Z up, basically. He brought him on all the radio shows and the freestyles and all that.
He did steal his rhyme book, though.
I think he did, because Jay-Z's a fucking satanic nonce.
Well, he used to hang out with Diddy a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
What
Have you seen
happened
us, like 50 Cent's going in on Jay-Z now?
there? Is he?
Yeah, he's like, I haven't seen him a brunch. He ain't left the house since all this Diddy shit come out.
Nice. You know what I'm really pissed off about this Diddy shit? Is everyone's like, we're not talking about him trafficking anymore. Everyone's talking about him slapping his missus up.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, they pulled the Hancock, where it's like, this guy sold Matt Hancock during lockdown.
I thought you meant the movie,
minister.
and I was like, when did he beat Bush?
No. He was the health minister during lockdown, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
And then he got in trouble for...
Did he grab that Indian bird's ass or something?
No. So here's the thing. He was actually got in trouble before that because all the big government contracts, like the vials for COVID vaccines, went to his local pub landlord, who had never been in the medical equipment industry ever.
That's wild.
And he got that contract.
Because there was loads of that then,
Yeah.
wasn't there?
He got that contract. It all came out in the news, and then a week later, he tongued his secretary and grabbed her ass on a CCTV camera.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to leave your job because of that, mate. Sorry, you're out.
Yeah.
You got to leave. Not because of the fucking corruption.
Yeah. Corruption's one thing, but race mixing, how dare you?
Absolutely fucking volatile, bruv.
Also, CeeLo Green's birthday.
Niles Barkley.
I don't know which one's which, but...
They're the same chavvy, bruv.
I don't want to say it out loud. They might not be. I've been
pretty
caught
sure
before.
they are. Look.
So how does this boxer fight in heavyweight, middleweight, lightweight, featherweight?
I'm pretty sure a black guy told me that CeeLo Green and Niles Barkley are the same guy.
You can't always trust them.
But
everyone knows
if
they are actually hard.
If he's telling me that, surely he's not, unless he wants.
We got a CeeLo Green pass.
Yeah,
that's a Niles Barkley right there.
Any other birthdays?
Not really. There's a couple of death days though.
Oh,
bad day to be French.
Or was it a good day because they got grapes?
Yeah, well, it's not the day they got the grapes. The guy was born.
They wouldn't have got him without him.
But pretty important French people died.
It's a French day.
Joan of Arc.
Oh.
And Voltaire.
Oh, I'm Voltaire.
He's a fucking loser. I bet no one even knows him.
He's a composer.
Remember when he said everyone will forget about Christianity, and now look at him. Sucker. No, he's a writer.
Is he a writer?
Yeah.
Philosopher. I thought he was a composer.
Composed a bunch of
No, I think you're right. I think he is a philosopher.
Yeah, he's like he did Candide, load of philosophy books.
Oh, yeah, we were going to do a Voltaire episode, weren't we? And then I was like, this guy's...
Have you seen his death mask?
Yeah, I have seen his death mask.
He's a mutant, mate. He has the ugliest forehead I've ever seen.
He was an ugly looking ass motherfucker. French people aren't the most, you know.
Yeah, it's hit and miss with the French.
Yeah. Either weasels, ogres.
Here's an interesting one as well. It's Lod Massacre Remembrance Day.
Lod Massacre?
Yeah, so it's I can't remember what it's called now. It's named after a guy, but it used to be Lod Airport in Tel Aviv.
Okay, I was thinking Lod as in the biblical Lod.
Yeah, it might have been what it was.
Yeah. I thought the biblical Lod was Russia.
His wife's still salty about that one. But no, members of the Japanese communist group, the Japanese Red Army, were employed by the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine.
Oh.
Not to be confused with the People's Front for the Liberation of Palestine.
No.
Or the Liberation of Palestine's People's Front.
Or Hamas?
No, it's before that.
Yeah,
back when they were cool. Back when it was actually worth recognising Palestine, and now they're like, oh, Hamas, terrorist fucking shithole. Yeah, we'll recognise that now in the UN. But anyway,
I'm just saying though. I want to see. Do you know you're saying about Hamas being in the UN? I want to see the same representation in Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that we should have Hamas in the Eurovision. I don't think either side's ready for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not ready for that. Imagine they turn up and they're like, what the fuck?
Hamas ain't ready for that.
You definitely couldn't put it in a 4-story building. All the other acts would be flying off the roof.
But, you know what I mean? Like, Eurovision, UN gets Hamas. The Eurovision, they've gone from, we've got to punch Nazis to, I just don't think that Jew should be allowed to sing with us. Naughty fellas, bruv.
But yeah, the PFP, External Operations, hired these Japanese guys to carry out an attack on the airport. It was a shooting spree.
Ooh.
But they killed 17 Christian pilgrims,
naughty.
a Canadian, and a protein biophysicist who was a candidate in the upcoming presidential election.
It's like that Call of Duty level, isn't it?
Yeah.
Remember,
no Israelis.
No Japanese. You imagine them chavies trying to hide their voices.
But that was the thing. They were looking out for Arabs. Like, all these terrorists are going to be fucking Arabs. And then Japanese guys turn up.
Bunch of ninjas turn up.
Yeah. Commie ninjas.
That's the worst type of ninjas. Do you know why communism didn't take root in Japan?
Because it's fucking lame.
That.
Japanese are based.
But some big Communist Party leader was fucking shanghaied on stage. Not shanghaied.
Oh, yeah.
Kidnapped. Yeah, he was giving some big speech, and some chavvy turned up with a wakizashi and was like, not having that. Stabbed him on stage, and everyone was like, ooh, very honourable. And then after that, no more communism in Japan.
Yeah, it's like sweet. Sorted. Live by the sword, die by the sword. And you can still get sushi everywhere. There's no queues.
No. Sorted. Happy days. Who else's death day?
That was it. But in 1536, Henry VIII marries Jane Seymour.
Oh.
So I think that's wife number 3.
I can't
and
remember
she
now.
worked for the first 2 wives or something. She was a lady in waiting.
Yeah, she's the one who just died, isn't it?
Just died?
Yeah, she's just like straight up, like he didn't kill her.
Oh, divorced, beheaded, died, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you really just died, like what, she was 500 years old though.
Yeah, she just died last week. Bank holiday weekend, tragedy.
Bank holiday Monday. But yeah, I've got a few events that took place on Mel's birthday during Mel's lifetime.
Go on.
So 1913, the Treaty of London makes Albania a real country.
Oh.
1922, the Lincoln Memorial is dedicated.
Oh.
So that just seems like it's how it's been there, isn't it, Lincoln Memorial?
What year was that?
1922.
Oh, that's quite new.
Mel would have seen that as like a young man.
Yeah, he would have seen that been built up. Yeah. Yeah, 1908 to 1922, yeah. You'd have been like a
bad
teenager.
day for fucking protesting as well.
Go on.
Shanghai Municipal Police shoot 13 protesters in 1925.
Ooh.
1937, Memorial Day Massacre. Chicago police shoot 10 protesters. They're both like workers' unions.
In Chicago too, that means they were mobbed up.
Yeah.
They were greasy whopped.
Greasy whopped. They got do-wop.
What's the matter you?
In 1942, 1,000 British bombers launched a sustained 90-minute bombing raid on Cologne.
Ooh.
On his birthday. You'd have heard all about that on the radio.
Ooh.
1943, Joseph Mengele is made the chief medical officer at the Romani families camp.
God damn.
That gypsy fucking experimenting motherfucker.
Yeah, he didn't like them gypsies. Let's see if we can attach wheels to their persons.
Yeah, let's see. What about a train and a person? So, no, you've been watching too much Thomas the Tank. 1975, the European Space Agency is established. So he's gone from like invention of Albania to like a space agency.
Space, yeah.
And then 1982, during the Cold War, Spain joins NATO.
Okay.
And then 1989, the year he died, Tiananmen Square protest.
Shit.
So there's a lot of protesting on his birthday.
On his birthday, he probably was, he was probably hyping that, bruv.
You know, little anarchist.
He probably was a little bit. And it's not quite, even though you had the Tiananmen Square protest, because that didn't actually happen. Tank Day hasn't happened yet. Tank Man's Tank Day hasn't happened yet.
It's not real.
I've got that saved in my calendar. just so I can do posts about it. And I'm probably do an episode on it.
Oh yeah, that's the day that they unveiled the statue.
Oh, okay.
His birthday. They pulled out the protesters because it was a big, long student protest.
Yeah, it was a very long. It was happening a couple of weeks ago as well. Not modern times, but like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they wouldn't get away with it in modern times.
Can't even get near Tiananmen Square, let alone with some shopping bags, boy. So yeah, let's get into a little bit of Mel Blanc, bruv. Like I said, I thought it was Blanc as well because it's spelled B-L-A-N-C. But it's a quick one to find our date in history today because it starts the episode. May 30th.
Oh yeah, it's birthday.
1908. Mel Blanc was born. Now, guys, if you don't know who Mel Blanc is, you do know who Mel Blanc is.
Yeah, you definitely know.
That's all I'm saying. You think you don't, but you know this geezer's voice. He's the voice of a generation, the voice of a century. I would say he's the greatest voice of the last century.
Yeah, it must be like cool to have a timeless voice. Like everyone's got an impression.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone's heard it. It's got to be the most famous voice, because even if you don't know one character, you know another.
Yeah.
So Mel Blanc is a famous golden age of radio and animation voice actor, and we'll get in who he is as the episode goes.
Sneaking up on that shit.
We'll sneak right up on that. So he was born in San Francisco, California, to Eva Nikat, a Lithuanian Jewish immigrant.
Knew it. I checked the early life before I came.
And Frederick
Blanc is a misdemeanor. Misnomer.
And Frederick Blanc, who was born in New York to German Jewish parents. Also, golden age of Hollywood. Come on, of course he was going to be Jewish, bruv.
Yeah, true.
You can't not be.
Yeah.
And be that high up in the industry back then.
But at least they were hiding their steens. Yeah. Their bergs.
They were. Yeah, they were. They weren't fully berging out. They left the Aspergers at home. So he ended up moving to New York at one point as a small kid. And then his dad took a prospecting job up in Alaska.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so they headed up there, but then they didn't spend long up there because I'm imagining Alaska's pretty shitty.
It's cold, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you believe this cold?
And so they moved to Portland, Oregon. So proper Middle America after that. And
it's got the largest organism ever.
Go on.
In Portland, Oregon. It's the mycelium of the honey fungus in the old growth forest.
Really? Just underground
acres and acres of organism.
That's gangster. Let's poke it.
It's mad mushrooms up there, man. Paul Stamets loves it.
Oh, really? Good mushrooms? Like fun mushrooms? Or just shroomies?
There's festivals for those. But also like the healing mushrooms.
Yeah.
The old Native American healing mushrooms.
Have they got any lion's mane? I want some lion's mane.
Does that increase test or something? I hear people talking about this like mad.
It regrows neural path links.
Oh, fuck that.
That's gangster.
I don't want to remember shit.
I'm taking mushrooms for the opposite.
I want to do some Viking shit.
So yeah, he attended Lincoln High School in Oregon, and even as a teenager, right, he used to do a famous laugh that we'll talk about later, because I don't want to give anything too away. He used to do a famous laugh.
Sneak up on that laugh.
He used to do a famous laugh that used to echo around the corridors of this high school, he described it as. And when you find out, when I tell you what character's laugh it was later on, you'll be like, what an annoying little cunt.
Yeah, you can imagine the beatings he got.
Well, no, apparently he was quite popular with other students, because he used to do this thing.
But not the teachers.
Even back then as a teenager, he used to love doing voices to make the class laugh. He would make the teachers laugh as well. Here's why. He's also probably, I would argue, a man of the times, right? Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. He loved mimicking different cultures' voices.
Oh, yes, he had a Chinese accent.
Yeah, he did. That's specifically one of the mentioned was. So his favourite accents to imitate in high school and make people laugh with was first the Jewish oi vey accent. He used to
nice.
walk around and do that one and mimic that one. And yeah, Japanese and Chinese voice. He used to love mimicking and making everyone laugh with that as well.
Do you remember Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Yeah.
How is that still a classic movie?
What, with him doing that?
Yeah.
I think that's part...
Oh, Mr. Goratory, I must protest.
It's so bad, isn't it? They yellowed him up and everything.
Teeth.
Yeah. The teeth
And he's sleeping on the floor. He wakes up and headbutts his paper lamp.
Yeah. It's
Proper
awful,
mockery.
isn't it? I think that's probably one of the reasons that it still remains a classic, because it is so noteworthy to talk about just that and how bad it is. I think that helps it.
Also, it's the most beautiful film ever made.
That's because you're a big Audrey Hepburn nerd.
Oh, dude, I cry every time. That's the only shit I fucking girl out to.
What, Audrey Hepburn?
Yeah.
I'll go out to a couple. I'll watch Calamity Jane again. That doesn't count as girling out. That's just musical, bruv. That's
Musicals are fine.
Yeah.
That's like being a troubadour.
It is being a troubadour. I'll tell you what, I did actually watch a chick flick rom-com with my girlfriend a few months ago, maybe even a year ago now. And at first I was like, this is going to be dog shit. And then I got into it and I was like, this is fucking hilarious. Have you ever seen it? It's called Austin Land.
Nah.
It's spelled not in Austin as in Texas, but as in Jane Austen.
Oh, right.
And it's got one of the Chavies from Flight of the Conchords in it.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and Stifler's mum in it.
Oh, cool. That
And-
sounds good already.
Yeah. And it's about an American woman. I think she's American, if I remember right. No, she might not be. She might be British. And she goes on a holiday to a Pride and Prejudice themed, like mansion to stay at.
Yeah.
Where actors are hired to pretend to be the characters and like fall in love with them and stuff like
nice.
that. And it's just funny. It's just fucking funny. It's very good.
Sounds like a whorehouse with extra steps.
Yeah, it is, but it's like they're male whores, aren't they? Because it's women wanting to go live the Pride and Prejudice.
Sick,
And
right.
then obviously because they're
Sounds like
actors,
a
a lot of
job
them
in
are gay
America.
dudes. So it's just fucking hilarious
Nice.
because they're all trying to hit on them, and it's just these gay guy actors being like,
Oh, yeah.
it's fucking good. It's very funny.
Or have you seen that one with Lady Gaga where she's a singer?
Yeah.
Tell me something, girl.
It's
that
a
one made
remake,
me,
isn't
that,
it?
That
A
one
Star
made
is
me
Born.
fucking totally gay.
Yeah, I cried on that. That's fucking horrible
My
ending.
missus went upstairs halfway through, like, I'm going to bed now. I was like, yeah, cool, this is rock and roll. It's a good film. And they'll come up later like, why didn't you tell me? It's so sad. That poor dog.
Yeah, so even back in the day, Mel Blanc was fucking around, being a racist little motherfucker.
Yeah, that was a tangent, isn't it? Racist voices all the way to I cry at films.
Yeah, so one teacher didn't particularly like it. Didn't have a name for it or anything. This particular teacher or anything.
Mrs. Chow.
She weren't a fan. And this is why he changed his name from Blank, spelt Blank, to Blanc, the French spelling. Is because this teacher told him as a high school student, "You'll amount to your surname absolutely nothing."
He's like, well, I'm white, bitch.
Shit, I think it was Mrs. Chow, bro. God damn, it was Mrs. Chow, wasn't it? Yeah, that's why he did it. I'm French and white.
Yeah.
Let me see you crusade on that. Oh, mate, you cracked the nail on the head. This explains so much of one of his characters.
Yeah.
Calling people maroons and shit. So, he actually as well, he after graduating from high school in 1927, he was not really much of an actor in high school. He was actually more of a musician.
Oh, nice.
So he was
Troubadouring.
troubadouring. I can't remember what he was a
Troubadour.
he was a fiddle player. Loved the violin.
shit.
Yeah, but he wanted to join the marching band, and he thought he'd look ridiculous marching with a violin.
Yeah.
So he saw some. This is as well ridiculous for him thinking that this instrument will make him look less silly. So he saw someone with a tuba and went, "Yeah, I'll give that a go."
That's the main guy of the marching band, though, isn't it? That's the legs of the operation.
And by the age of 17, he was the youngest ever composer in America of the time,
Oh, shit.
because he became a composer and led big
cool.
bands. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty
Back
cool
when big
guy.
band meant something.
Yeah, it really meant something back
Now
then,
it's all
didn't it?
goddamn computers.
That's it. So Blanc began his radio career at the age of 19 in 1927 when he began his acting debut on the KGW The Hoot Owls. And, like, you know, he's doing silly voices here, silly voices there. He was always a bit more of a background character guy.
Yeah.
Never actually, like, on the forefront of anything when he was doing his radio stuff.
People who stub their toe in that.
Yeah. Ow! Big shouts.
Yeah.
He moved to LA to try and get a bit more work, where he met his wife in 1932, Estelle Rosenbaum, who he married a year later, and they decided, fuck LA, everyone's an arsehole. There's bitches everywhere.
Well ahead of the time. They went to Austin.
Yeah, they went back to Portland, Oregon.
Oh, nice.
They started their own radio show, like a comedy radio show called Cobweb and Nuts. It debuted on June 15th, 1933, and the programme played Monday through Saturday from 11 p.m. till midnight, so a late night show of his wifey. And yeah, he only used to make $15 a week for that.
That's mad, but then
back then it was
adjusted for
more,
inflation.
Yeah, but still, it's still not a lot of money to write, produce, perform, everything for the radio show. It's crazy, isn't it? He ended up getting, after that, regular work on the NBC Red Network show, the Jack Benny program. And the Jack Benny program back then was like the biggest comedy radio show on the airwaves. And he just ended up like little small bit parts. Like he voiced Benny's Maxwell automobile, so like a car that could talk and was funny and things like that. He always played weird little characters like that. He played Benny's parrot. So Benny had a parrot that talked. Yeah. Mel Blanc played that.
You know what?
Benny's pet polar bear, Carmichael, things like that, and a train announcer. Just little cues, bruv. And the first role he actually got came from a mishap when the recording of the automobile's sound failed to play on cue. So they just got him to speak instead as the car. And they were like, fuck it, this will do. Radio Daily magazine wrote in 1942 that Blanc specialised in over 57 voices and dialects and intricate sound effects. So he was basically like the dude from Police Academy.
Yeah, I was about to say, he was a beatbox.
Yeah, original beatbox. There's never been as well in history, to this day, another voice actor who could do as many different voices as Mel Blanc.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I keep seeing this thing coming up with all old voice actors on the same podcast.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to find the actual thing. I keep seeing the little reels.
It seems to be the guy who voices Pinky doing the show, because I've seen him with a couple of others.
Yeah.
I've seen him with Arthur Morgan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I followed that guy on Instagram for ages.
Oh, have you? Roger Miller?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's his name.
He also loves the game.
Yeah. Right there, boy. The guy who wrote the music for Red Dead 2 once liked one of the browsing history's posts on Instagram.
Yeah, that's my claim to fame.
Only because we loved that game so fucking much, bruv.
Yeah, you know.
You know what I mean?
I might have to restart it when I get in. I'm going to call in sick to work.
Let me find where he went to after that.
So did a perfectly Christian playthrough.
What, of Red Dead? What, just honourable playthrough?
Yeah.
Completely honourable. I mean...
Then you can't do the debt collecting, you get stuck. I've tried that before.
In an ideal world, you wouldn't go get money off Strauss.
No.
And you never get TB.
Fuck Strauss.
Or I've seen someone claim it's not actually getting the money off Strauss that gives you TB.
It's beating the shit out of him.
No, it's the... when you have the bar fight, Strauss comes over and tries to help you out when you're all beaten and bloodied on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What a wanker.
Absolutely. Get your fucking...
Go cough somewhere else. Go cough on your children.
Little hands to yourself. Anyway, after that, Blanc decided to head back to LA after a little bit of success. He started feeling it. He's like, you know what? Maybe I should live where the stars live.
$15?
Maybe that's where it should be for me to get that money. Not only that, we know who runs Hollywood. He wanted to hang out with the boys.
That's it.
So, in 1927... Oh, no, sorry, my bad. In 1933, he moves back to Hollywood and he begins working on local radio stations. Again, this is where he gets his big break. He also works on the Abbott and Costello show.
Oh, yes.
And we love Abbott and Costello. The who's on what bass bit is one of the...
Oh, yeah, we just referenced that earlier.
Yeah, one of the greatest bits ever.
Who's on what, Tyler?
March 1936. So not even in 36, actually. It started in 34. He starts going to Warner Brothers Studios frequently.
What's he warning them about?
He's not trying to warn no brothers. Not back then. No one was in the 30s, bro. And
warning them to stay off your property.
He keeps going to Warner Brothers Studios and being like, hey, look, you guys have got this animations going on. I got some sick voices.
Yeah.
I think you can... I can hook you up.
Now they're making talkies, you know what I mean? I'm the talker.
I'm the talky man. And they kept turning to him and being like, or the same geezer, kept turning to be like, I got enough voices, bro. Fuck off. So Mel said to...
do all your voices right now.
Well, Mel said, fuck this, I ain't just disappearing. He decided from then onwards he would come back every 2 weeks.
Nice.
And be like, yo, let me show you these voices. And every week the same guy would be like, get Ben.
You're weird now.
Now you're just creepy.
This is harassment.
And it took him 2 years for the guy to die and get replaced. And in 1936, he turned up at Warner Brothers, and it was a different guy there, another musician.
Oh, nice.
Who Mel ended up hitting it off with. And was like, hey, I got some voices.
You ever thought a fat guy in a tuba? And he's like, you're a genius.
And this geezer hired him. And he hired him to appear on the first ever feature of a little character called Porky Pig.
Oi, oi.
But here's the thing. Mel didn't play Porky Pig.
No, he didn't, did he?
He did, eventually. But
Oh.
in that first ever episode... he didn't play Porky Pig. He played...
Oh, he had so many voices, man.
Yeah, he did. He played a drunken cow.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was before any other major character. It was literally, again, just a small bit part like he'd always played. And they were like, oh yeah, can you do a drunk cow? And he did. And he did a fucking amazing job as a drunk cow. And eventually they were like...
Imagine you probably take your job serious and you're like, drunken cow, how would it sound? And you're getting all in the headspace, like, okay, I'm ready.
Bro,
no, take 3, let's rerun it.
You're joking about that. This is how Mel did it.
Oh, fuck, he got cow drunk.
He just turned up, got a cow. Also, what happened was, eventually they realised he was so good, they were like, actually, let's redo Porky, yeah? You're going to be Porky Pig now, motherfucker.
Nice.
So he said, all right, I've got to go to the pig farm. And he went and stayed at the pig farm for a few weeks and hung out with the pigs, listened to them gruffle and things like that. And he came back to the studios and was like, yo, I figured it out. And they went, you can't come in anymore.
You stink.
Yeah, you stink, go home and wash. That was a little joke Mel Blanc said. And so he had a wash. Well, he probably did his sacrifice to Moloch first because this is Hollywood.
Yeah.
Then he had a wash and went back to the studio, and he came back like, oh, pigs running around, and that's how they should sound. And then they were like, well, we want him to be a bit nervous at the start, and that's how he came up with Porky Pig.
Nice.
And in the first ever thing with Porky Pig, there's also another little character who appears in the first episode of Mel Blanc as Porky Pig. Again, one of Mel Blanc's more famous characters, but it's like a proto version of that character, like before that character was even actually anything. And it was an insane character, easily one of his most famous. I'm talking really slowly and really killing time here because I'm trying to pull up the clip to see if I can show you the character and put the sound over the top of the microphone. Oh no, it's not even that one.
Oh shit.
It's the here it is. Very zany. Here we go. Just tell me if you can tell which character first appeared in early Porky Pig with Mel Blanc.
Nice.
you can't see it at home. You might be able to tell by the laugh and the insanity. But Daffy Duck used to look a lot different.
Yeah.
He's a lot smaller. Still black and like white collar and that. But he was actually just like a mental patient.
Yeah.
Like,
right. Escaped lunatic.
Yeah, there's even one where someone from the asylum turns up to bring him back. And then he ends up making them loopy. And then they join him in the pond.
I'm pretty sure they redo that as well later on. I remember that.
They redo a lot of their stuff. So yeah, we got in the same episode, him as his first feature as Porky Pig, he invents Daffy Duck as well.
And Elmer Fudd's hunting Daffy Duck, right?
There is that later
just
on.
like, it looks kind of like him.
There is that later on. No, Elmer Fudd's not in that episode. No, very similar.
Video he was.
Yeah, no, that's the guy from the insane asylum.
Oh, right.
Yeah. In the first ever appearance, Porky Pig's trying to hunt Daffy. Sends his dog after him. His dog gets beaten up and dragged back by Daffy.
Right.
Daffy's mental. And here's the thing, one really interesting thing I like about what I said about the pigs and how he figured that out. He then figured out, do you know Daffy Duck's got a slight lisp?
Yeah.
It's not actually a lisp. The way he describes it is when he went home and hung out with the ducks for a while, it's obviously...
They can't shut their mouth all the way.
No, that's part of it. And they dunk their heads to fish, right?
Mm.
And when they're coming up, there's always water coming out of their mouth.
So
he was saying the reason Daffy Duck's doing it's not a lisp, he's spitting out the water that's in his mouth.
Oh, shit.
Like a duck does.
Oh, mad.
It's good, isn't it?
It was more in depth than you think.
He was very in depth with his characters.
Actor.
Here's the thing. So he was a method actor before the term method acting was even in existence. And when the term in the 1950s, method acting, came about, a lot of people were like, yo, Mel's been doing this shit for years. What the fuck are you on about?
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Louis, I can't even remember who it was, a very famous actor, Louis Costello. Or is he a singer? I can't remember now. But there's a Louis something, not Louis Armstrong or anything like that, once signed something for Mel and described him as the greatest actor who ever lived.
Oh, nice.
A lot of people consider Mel more of an actor than they do just a voice actor.
Yeah.
So obviously, guys, you're all guessing who the fuck Mel Blanc is now. If he's Porky Pig, if he's Daffy Duck, who else is this motherfucker gonna be?
Dun dun dun.
Bugs motherfucking Bunny.
Bugs Bunny is like one of the most influential cartoon characters of all time.
Of all time. He is like the quintessential character.
They changed people's opinions of rabbits.
Really?
Yeah, back in the day, like when it come out,
Yeah.
Clark Gable ate a carrot in this film.
Yeah.
And they made Bugs Bunny do it as like a reference to Clark Gable.
Yeah.
But people that didn't, like after that, when the cartoon got old, people just thought rabbits like carrots.
No way.
Yeah, rabbits don't even like carrots.
No way.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
And at one point he calls Elmer Fudd Nimrod, as in taking the piss because he's a hunter, like the Greek god of hunting.
Yeah.
Nimrod. And no one understands the reference, so they thought Nimrod meant idiot. And now we say Nimrod is a fool.
As a fool, when originally he was referring to a...
Yeah, he was like making a Greek mythology reference.
Wow. That's fucking gangster.
Yeah,
That's
mad.
really cool. Mel Blanc even came up with, what's up, Doc? Before he had a different catchphrase. I can't remember what it was, but it was fucking lame. Yeah. And then he turned up and was like, no, that's lame, guys. We're gonna have a different catchphrase.
Go with what's up, Doc, guys.
So also another little cool detail to Mel Blanc's voice acting, right? Do you remember? Obviously, Bugs Bunny's changed throughout the years, like the way he looks. Yeah. Do you sort of remember what the original Bugs Bunny sort of looked like in like the first cartoon with Elmer Fudd
like a
hunting?
much smaller head, didn't he? Like
a smaller, rounder
his teeth
head,
and everything was up top.
And his teeth were more pronounced. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in those cartoons, Bugs Bunny used to have a lot more of like a toothy sounding voice, like would sound like his jaw was, his teeth were.
Oh yeah.
And then as they changed the animation and made his teeth smaller and it more,
fuck me,
Mel went, okay, well that's going to change how he sounds, isn't it? So he changed how Bugs Bunny sounds slightly. He just made it less toothy.
That's jokes.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
He really fucking he knows what he's doing.
Oh fuck. He was Foghorn Leghorn as well.
He was all of them. We'll go through a list of them in a little bit later on. I'm just trying to find some good
I was just trying to check. I fucking love Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn's one of the best.
What's the kid called, like Egghead Jr. or something?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I see, son. This episode's going to be full of awful impressions, by the way. Absolutely awful impressions. I also said I was going to do this. I don't give a fuck if it's not good podcasting. I'm just going to play some Mel Blanc clips over the top. Here's the first ever main appearance of Bugs Bunny.
With his teeth.
And it's I Am a Rabbit featuring Elmer Fudd.
What's up, Doc? There's a rabbit down there, and I'm trying to catch him. What do you mean, rabbit? Rabbits. You know, with big, long ears. Oh, like this? Yeah, and a with a white, fluffy tail. Like this? Yup. And he hops around and around. Oh, like this? You know, I believe this fella is a R-A-B-B-I-T. Pardon me, but you know, you look just like a rabbit. Come here. Listen, Doc. Now, don't spread this around. But, confidentially, I am a rabbit!
Go on. I thought he was going to say something.
No, it's like so simple, isn't it? It's just like timeless funny.
Yeah, and his screaming is fucking so good as well. You can find an 8-minute video on YouTube of just montages of his unhinged screaming throughout years of Looney Tunes cartoons, and they're always fucking amazing. Another little one for Bugs Bunny for you. Do you know what's his accent to you?
I can't think. Like Jersey or Long Island or something.
So yeah, it's Brooklyn, Bronx.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the reason being is because they came to him and was like, this is a tough little rabbit. So he was like, he's from the Bronx then.
And he went and learned, he was an amateur boxer like Robert De Niro. He spent 3 years in the Bronx.
Another cool little thing, this is, I watched a documentary about old Mel, and Hank Azaria's in it, Apu, Mo, from The Simpsons.
Yeah, that
because he's a big-time voice actor. And he was talking about how amazing a certain feat Mel does in, duck season, rabbit season.
Yeah.
Everyone knows duck season, rabbit season. There's an amazing feat.
That one take?
No.
Just jump in between mics.
No, there is one thing he does where a part of it, Daffy Duck comes out and is dressed as Bugs Bunny and does an impression of Bugs Bunny.
Oh, sick. So he's doing his character doing an impression of his
own character. But then in the same scene, Bugs Bunny comes out and does an impression of Daffy Duck.
Oh, sick.
And what Hank Azaria was saying, he said, like, the entire Simpsons cast tried this, right?
Yeah.
Tried doing it. But they couldn't do it because every time, both impressions sounded exactly the same.
Yeah.
But Mel was so good, he made Daffy sound like he was impersonating Bugs.
Yeah.
And Bugs sound like he was impersonating Daffy.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that is cool. We don't even think about stuff like that.
No, of course not. But that's fucking incredible.
Mel does.
Yeah, Mel does.
But he's living in a little rabbit hole somewhere.
Method actor just hanging out in a hutch. Munching carrots and shit. I've got to do another little Bugs Bunny clip. And this is the clip that made Bugs Bunny, the character, so famous. And this actually came out not long before one of our events featured in our episode. Not long before Pearl Harbor.
Oh, nice.
And this is Bugs Bunny, any war bonds today?
The tall man with a high hat and a whiskers on his chin will soon be knocking at your door. And you ought to be in. The tall man with the high hat will be coming down your way. Get your savings out when you hear him shout, any bonds today? Come on and get 'em, folks. Come on, skip right up and get 'em. Any bonds today? Bonds of freedom, that's what I'm selling. Any bonds today? Scrape up the most you can. Here comes the freedom man, asking you to buy your share of freedom today. Many stamps today. Give kiddies. We'll be blessed if we all invest in the USA.
Oh dear.
That's right.
My Uncle Sammy.
Yeah, that was Bugs Bunny in blackface.
Not unless you buy a share of freedom today. Any stamps, any bonds today.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just set out here selling war bonds.
I saw a mad racist Popeye as well recently.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, all the fucking savages are trying to eat him.
Bugs is the worst for it. Like, Bugs is a naughty fella. Here, there's a episode called Nip the Nips.
Oh dear.
And me and my girlfriend were watching some old Looney Tunes to be like, what's the worst shit Bugs Bunny has done and said? And he's done some bad shit. But the Nip the Nips one, we both went, yo, that was the worst one. The teeth, everything, like the voice, he goes hard on that. And on top of that, he does another episode where, do you know the Elmer Fudd clip I showed you of Elmer Fudd hunting the rabbit and him being a bit cheeky? They redo that episode again, but also just decided to do an over-the-top black character hunting him as well. There's also the one where he plays an American soldier during the Indian Wars, and he's just sitting at a fort firing out one little engine, two little engine, three little engine, four, just singing a song about shooting engines.
Yeah,
fucking wild,
that's
bro.
Okay.
It was a western. That's all right.
It's old school. That's prehistory. They didn't have rights or anything.
So yeah, Bugs Bunny, naughty fella, calling people maroons, which is an old 1800s term for a slave. He was a naughty boy, bruv.
My granddad says chogi, and that's like an old, colonial word.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it stands for something or something.
Oh, yeah, and another one, we was watching the first ever appearance of Taz. By the way, I always thought Taz was a character that came about in, the 80s or something.
Yeah.
No, 54.
Oh, shit.
And again, Mel.
Oh, nice.
And again, do you know why Taz... Because...
he went to Tasmania.
Mel
and they
went
all
to
had
Tasmania.
Tumours in their mouth.
Mel went to Tasmania, listened to Tasmanian Devils. I don't know if you've ever listened to Tasmanian Devils.
Yeah, they do actually sound crazy.
Yeah, they're just. So he was like, "Yeah, cool. My Taz is going to be mental."
Like how foxes sound at night and that. They do all that, don't they?
Yeah. So he was like, "Cool, that's my Taz." And in the episode, Taz is obviously trying to eat Bugs, and Bugs is like, "No, I'm gonna fix you a real meal, right?" And suddenly just turns into an Italian waiter. And he's walking around, what's the matter, you? It's fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Because obviously you can be racist to Italians. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, you can still be racist to Italians.
Yeah.
They like it.
They do like it. They have a crack and they give you one back. And you're like, hey.
They do it to themselves all over Instagram. All the Jersey guys and the Guidos.
And shows like The Sopranos.
Yeah. Yeah, that came out and they were like, I guess that's me now.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I guess this is how I behave. Oh. So yeah, he also, after that, he started doing more characters. You have Tweety Bird, was him.
The old lady.
Yeah, so, well, no, I don't think the old lady.
Yeah.
But Tweety Bird was...
What about sexy female bugs?
The way he did Tweety's voice is because Tweety Bird was meant to be a baby bird. So he was like, well, I'll do my baby voice. And then I had a little speech impediment into it. And now we got Tweety.
Nice.
Sylvester, similar to Daffy Duck, right? Again, you think it's a lisp. Fluckertash.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's salivating over wanting to eat Tweety.
Oh, nice.
And that's why he speaks like that.
He's a genius.
He's a really fucking... He's Speedy Gonzales.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Speedy Gonzalez talks really fast and you don't try to understand him, and maybe that's why. And again, he done Speedy Gonzalez that way because his mouth.
His Reefer Head cousin as well.
Yes, he was. He was also Slowpoke Rodriguez. And like we mentioned earlier, he was Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah.
Like, he is the Looney Tunes universe. That is Mel Blanc.
That's cool.
Mel Blanc. The absolute Donny. Obviously, after building the Looney Tunes universe, he was like, maybe I need a little bit of a pay rise. So he goes to his boss and he's like, I need a pay rise. I've also just had a kid. And the boss is like, I'm a Stein too, bro.
Yeah.
So what they actually do, they actually changed the voice acting and animation industry forever instead. And the owner of Warner Brothers says, I'm going to give you credits. Your name is going to appear on the credits now. At the start, your name's going to be on that. Before Disney, because Disney and MGM were the big animation studios, they didn't put names on their cartoons because they didn't want it to ruin the magic of humanize these characters. But they went, no, Mel's fucking Mel.
Yeah.
So they gave him that. Then after that, loads of things started coming through. More job offers started coming through. He's working for MGM. He's in Pinocchio. He plays a small character in Pinocchio. He's like the little donkey friend.
Yeah.
Little cat friend with the sling.
Oh, yeah.
He plays that. He's the original voices and screams and shouts, because not really voices, but the original noises for Tom and Jerry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, the Tom and Jerry one.
Yeah,
he's definitely the racist old housekeeper.
Well, it's the screams. It's 1,000% the screams. Yeah. All the shouts Tom does.
Thomas!
So, yeah, he's got a history of racist voices and saying racist things, hasn't he, since fucking high school?
Yeah.
And pissing off Mrs. Chow.
He got her back with that nip the nips, though.
She didn't see that one forever. So when it came to the war as well, he obviously didn't go out there, but he was making animation films for the war effort. He was
propaganda effort. We'd call it if it was another country.
Yeah, it's true. He was getting bugs to sell war bonds, but he also used to volunteer down at the army base when people used to, army recruits coming back home for a stay in that. Yeah. And he used to go to the canteen and feed the army recruits there and stuff like that.
Imagine how fucking annoying that would be in the VA hospital. What's up, Doc? You're like, oh, fuck. You're like frozen in a full body cast. Like, get this fucking guy out here.
So, talking of that, do you remember I mentioned in high school about an annoying laugh?
Yeah.
He was the original voice, but not the main voice, because the main voice was someone else, for Woody Woodpecker.
Oh, right.
But
they had to keep his laugh recordings.
They kept the laugh at all times for Woody Woodpecker. The Woody Woodpecker laugh is Mel Blanc.
Oh, sick.
It's the laugh he used to do in the corridors of high school.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. And also, do you know, obviously, Woody Woodpecker's laugh, the do you know the at the end?
Sounds like they're knocking on the wood.
It's meant to be a woodpecker knocking on wood.
He's such a motherfucker.
He's so good, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's so fucking good, bruv.
Imagine going to school with him, though, and then you see Woody Woodpecker on TV, and you're like, I know that guy. Now, fuck you, Dad. You don't know cartoons.
Mom, Dad's drunk again. Yeah. He's having flashbacks. He thinks he knows cartoons. Yeah, he also, after, all this huge fame, he ends up with, 5 Oscars. He's doing well. He's the biggest name in animation in Hollywood. He ends up buying, his parents are in retirement, and they're getting bored. So he just buys him a hardware store in Venice.
Oh, sick.
And says, let's call it Mel Blanc's hardware store. And or something like that. And it does fucking well because loads of workmen just come in to try and meet Mel.
Yeah.
All the time. And he decides to, fuck it, I'll go with it. So he's always hanging out at the hardware store and does all the voices for everyone. All the time and stuff. That was a big thing with Mel. Apparently he loved doing the voices.
Oh, sick.
And he never said no to a fan. He always signed shit. He always took photos. He'd ask you what your favourite character was, and he'd do the character for you.
Cool.
He used to get thousands of fan mail, daily, weekly. He'd reply to every single one. Sometimes he would phone people up. Say someone would be like, oh, it's blah, blah, blah's birthday. They really like this character. he'd take the number from the letter and phone them up and give someone a happy birthday and their favourite characters.
Oh, sick.
My man was out here
The Winnie the Pooh guy used to do that.
Oh, really?
He'd phone sick kids in the Winnie the Pooh voice.
Nah, see, yeah, so Mel used to go to children's hospitals as well.
Oh, cool.
And do all the voices and do all of that for all right up into his old age, right until like the 80s when he died. He was still doing all of that shit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, absolute fucking hero. Another big thing with Mel Blanc that happened. This is quite a cool story with him. Also, not a cool story. So let me just try and pull the date up out of my arse.
Germany, 1938. Really bad times for Mel.
No, in 1961, in January, Blanc was heading home from the recording studio, and he ended up colliding with a huge fucking vehicle. So this big old fucking truck vehicle, while he's in his aluminium Aston Martin Cooper.
Oh, shit.
He has like this big crash on what is called Devil's Curve in LA.
Oh, yeah, I see something about that.
Yeah, it's like there was like 70 car crashes in that same year on that curve.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, not cool, but I mean, like, that's the one that's in all the movies, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You want to race me around Dead Man's Curve?
Yeah, that's it. It's literally that. Actually, I think it's called Dead Man's Curve, not Devil's Curve. Devil's Curve is a Tyler Childers song. Dead Man's Curve. It is Dead Man's Curve. So he had this massive crash, which afterwards he was told 1,000 to 1 chance of surviving.
Hey, Bruce Lee'd it.
He ended up in a coma for 2 weeks. His son, and his wife never left his side. And his surgeons were getting worried. And one day the brain surgeon was hanging out in the patient's room, and the television was on, and it was playing Looney Tunes. And the brain surgeon went, "Fuck it, I got an idea, guys." Went up to Mel and was like, "Hey, Bugs Bunny, is Bugs Bunny there?" And lo and behold, "What's up, Doc?" And then he asked, "Is Porky Pig there?" Porky Pig responded.
He literally cannot say no to a fan. Comatose to bits of Aston Martin in his rib cage. He's like, "Oh, what's up, Doc?"
Dedicated. Method acting to a T.
Fully.
But yeah, then the doctor started going through all the characters, and this slowly started waking up Mel from his coma.
That's genius.
Isn't it cool?
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool. After that, people also during his coma, the animation industry shut the fuck down because nobody knew what to do because they didn't have Mel at the moment. Yeah. Honestly, and because that happened, he found out that happened after he woke up, and he was like, "Cool, well, I'm awake. I can use my voice to." Despite the fact I'm in a full body cast, I can use my voice. Let's crack on with work.
Oh, sick.
While in hospital in a full body cast, he did the first 30 episodes of The Flintstones. He's Barney Rubble.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's cool as fuck.
He's also Dino, the dinosaur.
I can't even think of what he sounds like.
He just yaps and barks.
Yeah.
Which would have been painful to do in a full body cast.
Yeah, you know.
You know what I mean?
And he's cracking himself up because he loves it so much.
Yeah. He also did a bunch of other Hanna-Barbera characters. He was the boss in Jetsons.
Cool.
He's Captain Caveman.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
He's the big fucking weird gorilla with the daisy hat.
Yeah.
He's loads of characters in Wacky Races and loads of Hanna-Barbera shit. Mel Blanc, and he's obviously Barney Rubbles. Mel Blanc truly is like the man of animation and voices. Yeah. Just such iconic characters.
Proper easy pub quiz question.
Yeah.
Like, who did the voice of this cartoon? You're like, Mel Blanc? Like, yeah. And who did the voice of this cartoon? Mel Blanc? Yeah.
Mel Blanc. He's also Secret Squirrel as well. I don't know if you remember Secret Squirrel. He eventually was Elmer Fudd, but he wasn't the original Elmer Fudd. His best friend was Elmer Fudd, and when his best friend died, the studio came to him and was like, "No one else can do these lines. Can you just do these couple of lines to finish?"
He got his voice box surgically removed.
Well, no, he has
with
this
his best
thing
friend's
where
voice box.
He had this thing where he was like, "No," he refused because he was like, "I don't do impersonations. I only do original characters." So, like for Barney, they approached him and they was like, "We want you to sound like this actor from this movie," and he went, "I'll give you someone who uses the same fliction and has the same accent, but I will not give you an imitation of that person."
Gee.
innit?
Methoding.
But yeah, so they came to him for Elmer Fudd and was like, we want you to do this. And he was like, nope. And they were like, the dude was your best friend. Just give it a go. So he did it. And after that, they were like, you're Elmer Fudd now, motherfucker.
Yeah, he just got fudded.
Yeah, he carried on doing this all throughout his life. Even as an old man, he was still... His big resurgence in the 80s was... It had been 20 years since he had been like seen on camera and things like that. And nobody knew his face. So he became the face for American Express.
Oh, shit, what?
So because what would happen was, the whole idea was, you want top of the line privileges. You want to be treated like royalty. That was American Express's thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, the whole idea with Mel Blanc was him being like, I'm the most famous motherfucker in the world, but nobody knows my face.
Yeah.
But now everyone treats me like a king because I got American Express.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good little...
Isn't it?
Adverts used to be sick.
Yeah, it used to be good, well, sort of. So there was another advert for, I can't remember what it was for. It was for a car, right? And it was, I think it was the Chrysler. Because the whole idea was, this isn't your dad's Chrysler, or whatever the slogan was. I don't know what the car was. Fucking those 75-plus-year-old Americans are...
Yeah, they'll know exactly what it is.
And Mel Blanc was in that with his son. Because the whole idea, this isn't your father's.
Yeah.
And Noel Blanc, and I think it's Noel Blanc, he ends up taking over a lot of these characters. So our Bugs Bunny, which we grew up with, Space Jam,
his son.
That was his son.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're doing this commercial together. And his dad's hacking up and coughing loads. Because his dad, despite doing all these voices, was also a smoker his entire life.
Yeah. It's cool back then.
Yeah. And yeah, he's hacking up. So he's
it's
like,
still cool, but
yeah.
we know the effects.
Yeah, we know it's cool if you did cancer. So yeah, he's doing that, and he's coughing up and hacking up loads. And his son's like, look, dude, you got to go to the fucking hospital, right? Go get your lungs cleared out, shit like that. So he goes into hospital on the 10th of July, 1989. And the doctor gives him two options. Like, I can give you an inhaler, you can go out, bust them out, and hopefully it clears it. Or you can stay in overnight, we'll check you, give you some medicines, and it'll be clear by tomorrow. Mel's like, you know what, I think I probably should stay in tonight.
Yeah.
The nurse forgot to put the guardrails up on his hospital bed.
No.
And in the night, he falls out of his hospital bed and breaks his femur.
Whoa, shit.
Something happens with the breaking of the femur, and Mel Blanc ends up dying.
What?
And that's the death of Mel Blanc.
You die of a broken leg.
Broken femur. I think something like some sort of fluid or something went up inside his head after the break and something. And that's how Mel Blanc
marrow
dies.
got in the blood.
Yeah. Some shit like that. I can't remember. But it was something like... Well, I was like... Yeah, the fall of the broken femur is basically what caused his death. And it's just like...
Fucking hell.
From a mistake of not putting up guardrails on someone's bed.
And he thought China was dead. In 1989, he'd seen Tiananmen Square uprising, and he's like, yes, the spectre of Eastern communism is over. He died a happy man.
Hold up, so okay, here we go. When they noticed he had been coughing through, he says recover, but doctors later. Okay, so these, yeah, so it's coronary. Some people blame it might be coronary artery disease. What called him?
Okay,
killed him.
Clots got into his heart.
Yeah, but yeah, during that time he had fallen from his bed and broken his femur.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, and that's the end of Mel Blanc. Oh, by the way, his tombstone reads, "That's all, folks."
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing that is all, folks.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc, absolute fucking king.
Yeah.
Absolute
OG
hero,
method
bro.
actor.
Yep.
Voice of 1,000 childhoods.
Yeah. Just a hero, bruv.
Yeah.
Just an absolute donny. Go watch the Mel Blanc screaming unhinged for 8 minutes on YouTube. It's amazing.
And then watch all the most racist ones.
There's also a great one, Looney Tunes Out of Context Redux.
Yeah.
That's a fucking one of the greatest videos on YouTube ever made. It's just loads of Looney Tunes out of context.
Nice.
It's ludicrous. So yeah. That's all, folks.